Morning, folks. It's me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel. Before I get into any kind of news, let me let y'all know I'm going to make this one a short one. I'm also going to shoot out a video of the Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina. This guy is great. I've done about 3 videos of his. He has just got away with words. I think he's a great America First guy. I think I would vote for this guy for vice president. He has got the fire under his ass with the conversation. He is great. He is over there today speaking to the Black Caucus at the one of the churches there in North Carolina, and he's got everybody in the room just going, "Oh, I love it, I love it." He's talking about what's really going on in this country with the woke bullshit, and I like it. I like to see this guy call it out. He says it best. He says there is only not one, not two, not 25, but just 2 genders. That's it, folks. I love it, I love it. Check out that video. Be out shortly. Before I go any further, let me let you know my friend William Archibald. If y'all don't know him, go check him out. William Archibald. I'm sure most of you know him. He, being the great patriot he is, very persistent individual at getting things done. He's been trying to get on the Alex Jones show for a whole minute now. And yesterday was the day. He got about an 8-minute segment getting to answer some questions about the monkeypox over on the Alex Jones InfoWars show. I left the link in the community post yesterday, but I'll leave a link in the description below as well on this video. In case y'all missed it, go check it out. He's doing big things, and I love to see it. I just want to give him props for getting on the InfoWars. That means he's moving on up. I love it, I love it. That was great. Check it out, folks. It's a good one. Now, let me go ahead and get in just a little bit of news here before I get back to what I was doing. It says there was a bunch of mail-ins found scattered along the San Diego freeway, and nobody knows anything about them other than the fact that a bunch of mail was obviously being tossed by, I'm guessing, assuming, a UPS worker, or a postal worker, should I say. But it's kind of strange. We got all these selections coming up and coming and going, and in California, every time you turn around, they're finding a bunch of them in the garbage. Go figure. Now, as soon as I get a little more update on that story, I'll definitely let you know a little more about it. At this point, they just don't have a clue, and they're looking into it over in California. You know how many people in California really are looking into things like that? Answer is not many. I hate to say it, but it's true. I call it California. Now, let me let y'all know this. There is a lady, her name is Mayra Flores for Congress. She's out of Texas here. She took a Democrat seat away from the Democrats here in Texas, and it has a lot to do with the border. It's because of the fact that even the Democrats and the Republicans and the independents here in Texas all do not want our border wide open, and that was probably enough of a difference for the people having to live down there in South Texas around this mess with the people coming over the border, the cartels and everything, that it was enough to flip the seat. So look out, Democrats. We just took one of your positions right here in the great state of Texas. A Democrat is going to be gone. It's going to be Republicans only in this district, no doubt about it, and I'm glad to see it. This lady, she's a fire-breathing dragon too. She had some things to say about AOC as well. She basically called AOC a socialist and a communist, and I love it, I love it. She was comparing socialism and capitalism. She had some very truthful things to say about AOC, and I'll bring you the link to the description down below to that article as well, as long as it's still over here on the Gateway Planet. That was actually yesterday's article. Now, baked potato Brian Stelter down to weeks, if not days, left at CNN, says a report. You know, they've got a different owner over there, and he said Brian Stelter is one of the people that he'll be getting taken out, that will be going, because he's one of the wackos over there. Tells you how wacko he is. Look at this picture of this guy. That's Pedo Joe's buddy. Another liar for the left. Says sources say Stelter is down to weeks, if not days, left at CNN. They go on. He is everything that reminds the new owners of the Zucker era that desperately want to get past. John Nicosia reported on Wednesday evening, Stelter is reportedly causing problems and is stirring discontent with the ranks. And there's a few tweets about it. They continue, management is confident Stelter is the one sharing the internal pushback to fellow media reporters while simultaneously stirring discontent within the ranks. Sounds like he needs to get fired. Sounds like he needed to get fired a long time ago for lying to the American people. So CNN Plus recently collapsed with a $100 million venture, which was canceled less than a month after it launched its show. And that was with Jonathan Karl that never made it. I like it because Jonathan Karl is a piece of crap liar. He needs to just stick to book writing. Stelter is known for complaining about Trump, bashing Fox News, and trashing gateway pundits, so he really doesn't bring much to the table. In April, Stelter actually said that CNN Plus collapsed. It's too early to know if this product and this service was successful or a failure. When it didn't work out, it's a failure, for those that don't know. Let me go ahead and we're going to do old school video.
Like this happened before in the media business?
No. I mean, no. And first of all, I think I'm making history right now. I've never been on a program talking about the demise of that program.
Well, we probably have more viewers now than ever before because there's so much curiosity. And
there is.
Let me try out a theory on you. Let me try out a theory on you, Matt, which is it's too early to know if this product, if this service was a success or a failure. You got all the haters today saying this thing was a failure. I don't know if we can even ever assess that because it just simply didn't have enough time because of the management's change in direction. And at the end of the day, if you buy something, if you buy a giant media company, you get to do whatever you want with it. But it does mean there's a lot of suffering for employees and, frankly, disappointment among subscribers as a result.
Oh, I ain't sad. How about y'all, folks? Did y'all cry a salty tear when you found out CNN Plus was going down the tubes, didn't make it a month? And that's a lie. He says a month wasn't enough time. You know what? If you shoot a horse out of the gate with all the other horses at the exact same time, and they all take off running, and one of them starts backing up, you know he's not the winner. And that's what happened here. Couldn't even get out the gate. So to say, well, we can't, it ain't got nothing to do, didn't have enough time, you know what? All these media companies are in the same race, and if you introduce a new one to the collection pot, and it can't get out the gate, sounds like it wasn't worth a crap to begin with. And that's the truth of the matter. And that's all I got for you about old lying Brian. Can't stand that guy. You know, if he wasn't lying for a living, he probably wouldn't know what to do. Now, let me get into one more article for you real quick, folks. Now, Kari Lake had an offer and a debate to everybody. Hold on just a second, folks. I see Pete Sessions is on the news here. The guy I had an interview with several weeks ago here in Texas. And he's calling on, Pete Sessions is calling on the oil companies to open their leases and piss on Biden. We got to find a way to go around the situation. I like Pete Sessions. He's actually one of the most stand-up politicians I've ever met in person. He actually answered every single question I had for him after this town hall meeting was over, including the questions we had about the 2000 Donkeys movies. And that alone made me think Pete Sessions is at least an honest politician. And he's over on Newsmax today, just speaking about oil production and oil leases, and Biden trying to shut them off. And we got to stop this crap one way or another. We got to find a way around it. Now let me go ahead and get back into this article. I got sidetracked by Pete Sessions on the TV. Sorry about that, folks. It says, watch loser Rhino refuses to show up and debate Trump endorsed AZ candidate, governor candidate Kari Lake. Kari Lake takes questions anyway and calls out the Rhino cowards. Yep, they wouldn't show up. They didn't want to talk about that selection fudge. You know how that goes. And I'm going to leave you a link in the description to that article below. There's a lot of things. Actually, there's a little commentary of Kari Lake, some tweets over here as well. And as it goes, it didn't look like none of these so-called Republicans had the balls, the cojones, to show up and take on Kari Lake. 'Cause you know she's going to ask the right questions. And if you don't want to read that article, check out all the tweets, all the good conversations, all the smackdown coming out of Kari Lake's mouth, because she did take questions from the audience anyway. and directed it towards all those folks that did not show up. I love it. I love it. Go ahead and don't show up. We'll just talk crap about you while you're gone. That's the way I would do it too. They didn't have the balls to show up. That's fine. We'll still talk about you anyway. You can't come here to defend yourself. We'll just see what the audience thinks about you. That's great news. Like, subscribe, and share, Devoted Patriots. I'm going to get back to listening to Mr. Pete Sessions on Newsmax this morning. Everybody have a great one. Over and out. Oh, and don't forget, got a great video coming here directly.